Smith.
Thank you very much, Senator Perkins. My name is David L. Smith. I'm an attorney, as you know. I represent the Kaur Singh family, one of the two petitioners, along with the Spray-Reagan family in the Columbia case. I, along with Norman Siegel, argued the case before the Appellate Division First Department, which rejected the use of eminent domain to take private property for the expansion of Columbia University. Senator Perkins, I have requested the opportunity to speak to this committee today so that the New York State Senate is made aware of how the threat of eminent domain can and has been used by both private institutions and public agencies in an attempt to wrest privately owned property from hardworking, tax-paying individuals. This project has been on the table for almost 8 years. That entire period of time, and certainly since 2004, the Kaur Singh family has lived under a cloud. Why? Because since the very beginning of this project, Columbia made it clear to property owners in the affected areas that they intended to proceed with this project unchanged, unaltered, and while they claimed that they hoped to reach settlements with all concerned, they never hesitated to remind us that if we didn't accept what they offered, eminent domain was just around the corner. We certainly feel that the Kaur Singh family has been singled out as the immigrants who could be pushed around. During the entire period since the introduction of their plan, Columbia made us a sum total of one offer to us to buy my client's stations, which they would prefer not to sell. Suffice to say, this offer was not close to market value or anything reasonable for the property, and was a small percentage of what was offered to others, who subsequently sold their properties to Columbia. So, what did Columbia do? They proceeded to advise community leaders that my clients had been offered an amount far in excess of anything that had been put on the table, and also claimed that my clients demanded tuition-free acceptance to Columbia for their children. Let me clear up any misconceptions. This is simply a lie. The Kaur Singh family has never made any demand about anything ever, and they were simply insulted by what was offered to them. They want to stay and continue working their stations. Because of the threat of eminent domain, my clients have been unable to do anything at their stations other than pump gas. The station on 12th Avenue had a long-running car wash. The equipment aged and is in need of repair. Afraid that they could lose their property, my clients have not repaired the car wash, as the eminent domain cloud enshrouded them, and they were unable to obtain financing necessary to purchase the necessary equipment. Nationally known companies had approached us and offered to put a store in a part of their Easternmoor station. However, once they found out that about Columbia's threats, the offers were withdrawn. This is no way to do business. Columbia has taken what was once an active area filled with businesses and emptied it, made it a ghost town, and tried to tell everyone that it was a blighted area. Manhattanville has been damaged by Columbia. They can build whatever they want on property they own. They and other private enterprises in similar situations must not be given the power to remove thriving businesses for their own private purposes. It is time for New York to join the 43 other states that have enacted eminent domain reform to prevent the type of abuse that we have all witnessed in Manhattanville, and that the Kaur Singh and Spray-Reagan families have had to endure for these many years. Senator Perkins, I thank you for your ongoing support of these efforts. We stand with you and hope to assist you in your efforts to change the laws of this state to prevent this from happening to anyone else. And let there be no question that my clients and I will continue this fight as long as the threat exists. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your representation of your clients and your commitment to seeing that not only that your clients are made whole and get the justice that they are entitled to, but more importantly, to making sure that there's changes in the way that eminent domain is being used, not only in these instances that include Columbia, but also throughout the state. It is 43 states that have recognized since the Kelo case that changes need to be made, and it's time for New York to become a part of the change.